y'all, Marquita Beyond with another episode. And to my left, I have IAM24HEAVY. I'm just gonna let him introduce you briefly to who he is and what he does.
I'm 24HEAVY, and I actually am an artist that's been involved in the music scene for a while.
Okay.
Elevation. That's my
I love
focus.
that. Okay. So there you have it. He's a music artist. So what type of music do you do?
Hip hop, soul, pain music. Like I create a whole different type of vibe because like that's my key. Change the game around a little bit.
Right. Be unique than what we're majority of the people do in the industry. Like
Correct.
Get that unique sound. I love that.
Because they don't got no, they need that difference. That difference.
Right. And that different sales.
Correct.
Okay. So, did you grow up in Atlanta or where were you from originally?
Yeah, I'm actually from Atlanta.
What?
Yeah, I'm from the west side.
We ain't gonna do that last episode. I think I did west side. And I put up 3 fingers.
Nah, you gotta twist that middle.
What? West side?
You gotta twist the middle.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah, I grew up in Vine City, Simpson.
Vine City. Okay, I've heard of Vine City.
Yeah, it's by the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Oh yeah, the hood.
Yeah. That's the area I grew up in, though. Like, but it was a good experience though.
Exactly.
It made me who I am, and I see things differently now.
Yes. It just took me back to my childhood when I said the hood, because I grew up in off of Cherry Street, like in the hood of Mississippi, and just what we saw. Maybe you shouldn't have been seeing it, but at the same time, it also helps to develop you in many ways.
Correct.
Yes. So, growing up there, what was your dream as a child? Where did you see yourself being when you grew up?
Honestly, I admire the drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
me too.
That's who taught me growing up. You see what I'm saying?
If I had to be honest, me too, because they had the nice car with the rims, the money.
Yeah. You had some good ones that really pointed you in the right direction, but you had some that pointed you in the wrong one too.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because you had some that wanted you to see that
different than what they've been in that game, and they knew it wasn't the life but they was subject to that lifestyle because that was the means of having more for the black man back then. Not every black man was subject to it, but majority in the hood.
That's a fact, and that was one of my that's what I wanted to do growing up, and then I realized that it's way deeper than that. So I ran into some good people that I kind of like, that weaned me in the right direction to see things totally different. So I kind of fell in love with sports then, like playing basketball, football, baseball, things of that nature, running track.
Right.
I was a hell of an athlete as well.
That's great.
Yeah, so I kind of, but I definitely preferred to be a dope boy growing up.
Did you get into the lifestyle of selling dope at any time of your life?
Yeah, I did.
Right. Even myself, I caught myself selling weed one time.
Yeah, I actually been
because you see that in your environment.
Yeah, because you come outside the door, that's basically all you see. That's why I'm saving the youth now. Because when you walk out your door and you see these type of things, then you're going to want to experience them or see what created this, how you can make some money off of it, and how you see it.
Especially when they're not old enough to work a job and their family needs stuff or they constantly need stuff and their parents can't get it.
Correct.
So seeing that and it's okay, somebody front you this and they don't care about what you doing. They just want their money when you make it.
Yeah.
So it's easy for them to be, subject to getting into their lifestyle too.
I agree. I totally agree. But it's a different way though. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
I love what you're doing with Save You.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't think they know that though. You see what I'm saying? Like with the different things that you can do to that could play a big impact on your life. You know what I'm saying? Like positive things.
And I love now that we're talking about this and just being in Atlanta, like the water boys. I know it was a lot of controversy surrounding it, but I would rather see them
how to sell dope.
Huh?
You teaching them how to sell dope.
Exactly. So I would rather them be selling water than dope.
sell something totally different because you're putting them on the corner.
Oh, well, true. If you look at it like that,
you putting them on the corner. You're giving them product.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So teach them another way to build.
Yeah, totally different.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hustle. It's a hustle, but like, shit, you teach them how to sell dope.
Right.
In so many ways.
Yeah, because that's how I seen the guys growing up in my area. They was on the corner selling it. I started selling cookies to them.
Up to your car like this.
Yeah, like you like, hold on, man.
Yeah, and they're aggressive.
Yeah.
But it's a hustle though.
But I think my encounter when I first seen them was some years back, and it wasn't, you know, I didn't get to what I just gave them $5, but you know, I've heard some bad encounters too.
Yeah, but it's, you know, that's just how it go. Like,
yeah.
But it's a lot of good kids that really just get caught up in that, and they go out there thinking like, this is a career, this is something that,
no,
you know what I mean? But it's not.
Right. It's other means.
Yeah, and then they teaching. I just told you, teaching them how to hit the block.
Right. Yeah.
Them kids be out there bright.
They get tired of they get tired of selling that water. They gonna be like, oh, it's time to get this. If I can sell this, I can get this pop.
I agree.
Wow.
I agree.
So, you said you was an athlete growing up, and so did you have a mentor? Was your father involved as a child in your life? Did you have your dad?
No, I actually didn't have my father. But I was a part of a mentorship program.
That's great.
Big Brother, Big Sister, it's an old program. I
tried to get my son into that, but by the time they waited like 5 or 6 years, you all, for him to get a mentor, and then around that time it was like, you know, it wasn't convenient at the time. Right. I was like, really, like take that, and then I don't think they still was just ready to be for the mentor to come in.
Correct. That's a new thing we just added on to our program as well. We're doing mentorship.
And that's with the Say to You Foundation?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. But I definitely had a mentor. I haven't seen him in probably like 20 years. But his name Clyde Vanderhorst. He was a good guy. You know,
wow,
like
Clyde Vanderhorst. Shout out to you if you ever see this video.
He molded me. You feel what I'm saying? Like as in, you know, the gentleman side of life. You know,
I'm glad that you had that. My son mentor just passed away. Rest in peace, Mr. Andre. But you know, he was definitely like that light for my son because his dad, you know, hadn't been involved because he ain't have his dad. You know, don't know how to be a dad. But you know, it's good when you see black men take, you know, on that leadership of young men in the, you know, out here in these streets and stuff like that.
Correct, because we don't know nothing.
Right, and they need that. Because I mean, like I tell my kids, they tell my son, Father's Day, Happy Father. I was like, no, I can't ever be a father. I just been doing my best with what I know to do for you all. But it takes a man to teach you how to be a father. Because my son was like, he needs to learn how to change oil. Telling me, I said, son, we're going to have to get you a course or something like that to take you to a mechanic shop. But that's something I don't know how to teach you.
Correct.
Yes. So it's good you had that in him. So, also, in the rap industry, well, what industry? Music industry. What label were you signed a part of, and how was that for you?
That experience was the best experience I've ever had, like, because it taught me so much. And the things it taught me, I could never even learn it no other way.
Unless you went through that experience.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. So it kind of made me see things totally different, because when I was in the contracts, I couldn't see much, I couldn't do much. Because it was a schedule. You know what I'm saying? We gotta follow their routine. It's how they see it. It's how they want it. It's how it's gonna work with them.
It's their business.
Correct.
Basically.
Correct. So
you know they gonna run it like they run it.
Correct. And they did a damn good job at running it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they had some of the biggest artists in the game.
Wow.
You know? So it was an experience for me. And I don't think nothing else could have taught me more, because it took me so long to understand what was really going on in this game, because I'm a fresh player in it. So it's like, now I'm 6-7 years in. So it's like, okay, now I get it. Now I see the do's and the don'ts. Now I see the right and the wrongs. Now I see what I need to be doing, what I don't need to be doing.
Wow. So how did you end up getting signed? Like, how did that happen for you? And can you say, like, what was the deal that made you sign? Could you even state that?
It was that was a lot of work though. Like I put in a lot of work. Like,
so say that again.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
Because people think it happens overnight. So how many years were you working towards and then you got signed? Let them know, because people think it be fly by night.
I actually came home from prison in 2016.
You had been working on your craft in prison?
Correct.
Okay, so that time goes to
correct.
What happens once you come home too?
Manifestation.
Yes.
But you gotta know it, you gotta believe it, you gotta see it,
yes.
you gotta feel it, you gotta think it. You see what I'm saying? That's the only way it's gonna work. It don't
you gotta
work.
feel it.
Yeah, you gotta know it, you gotta feel it, you gotta see it, you gotta think it. And that alone brings the energy of saying, okay,
this gonna happen for me
because I see it, I know it, I
yes.
feel it.
I love sometimes when I can just be going through and I be real mindful of my energy, but sometimes instantly I can feel that it's gonna work out for me. Like
Correct.
you just get that feeling and I just hone in on that feeling because that's important. Once you get that feeling, because sometimes you have to sit in meditation, you have to build that feeling up. Mm-hmm. But when that feeling just come on you, you gotta hone in on it.
So it definitely taught me way more than I could even imagine learning, because I wasn't even I wasn't experiencing this game, so I had to go through so much, you know what I'm saying, to understand what my purpose was and what my duties was, for what's my obligations, because I'm in terms and agreements, contracts of terms and agreements, conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and
you can't just do what you want to do when you sign some terms and agreements and conditions.
Before they got a trick for you if you think you gonna control what they got going on, because it's their business.
They can sue you.
Yeah. It get deep.
Yeah.
It definitely get deep.
Wow. So just being signed, and things like that, and in the industry, how was it working with others, like the peers in the industry for you? Was it like on a job, the same, pretty much the same thing as if you're on a job working with others? How was that for you? Was it egoistic, a lot of ego in there, or how was that for you?
No, it actually was cool. I met a lot of people. Like, when you look at my catalog, I have songs with all the major artists.
Okay, name them.
Like, you name them.
Gucci?
No.
Oh.
We talking about relevant artists. I mean, Gucci is the man. Gucci is the creator of this whole wave.
Right.
I ain't downplaying. I'm just saying, like, we talking about artists that's
okay. Now
right now.
Lil Baby?
Baby, got that.
Oh, I like Lil Baby. The Baby.
Don't got me, baby.
Okay, who else? Gorilla?
No, you talk.
I'm talking about, I don't really, I'm
talking about the hottest in the game. We talking about your Quavo.
Oh, yes, Migos.
Yeah, we talking about your Rollo Rodriguez.
Rollo? Is he locked up still?
No.
I'm talking about somebody else.
Project, he going hard.
We talking about the Raylo from
Oh yeah, we not that Rollo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we ain't talking about that Rollo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nah, it's, well, basically what I was saying was, I did a lot of collaboration with a lot of artists. You know what I mean? And,
that's popping, just
correct,
not,
Correct, and they good peoples.
Right, that's good.
But me personally, I got out of my situation because I wanted to experience independency. You see what I'm saying? And what moves I need to make to build my empire. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was dope working with a lot of artists from the city, like.
And them being supportive,
correct.
And what do you see Atlanta as when it comes to like just working in the music industry, doing things to live out your purpose? Do you feel like it's more support or hate here? Or what do you feel, where you fall in it, in the perspective of being out here and working with people and just chasing your dreams? You feel like it's more competition over collaborations, or?
No, people collabing.
Right. I think it's a lot of support out here than other places.
It's just certain people don't fit with certain people.
Right.
It's just how it goes.
And that's anywhere.
Yeah, it's just how it goes.
Because I don't fit with everybody. Everybody don't fit with me.
It's just how it goes. Like, it don't, like, some people just ain't gonna fit with some people. Right. And some people just ain't gonna see how other people see it. And
they don't see the vision because it's not there.
Correct. It's somebody else.
They may double back around once you
realize. Correct.
Right.
But, like, you know, I think that it's a lot of collaboration going on, and that's a good thing. Because,
I know.
Like, it shows unity. And I understand how deep that game goes. So it's like, okay, cool, yeah, it makes sense. Like, because some people have to deal with other people, but some just don't. Like, and they getting by, they making it with it.
Right.
So, you know, whatever works for you might not work for the next man.
Exactly.
So you just gotta do what works for you.
Exactly. So, you did mention you was in prison at one point. So, how long were you in prison, and do you want to state what for?
I was in prison for 6 years, and for armed robbery.
Okay.
You know, I was a rowdy.
Right.
Yeah, when I was younger, so you know I had to go through those experiences.
Right.
And to become who I am now, because I actually learned from experience in prison, county jail, juvenile. Like, I have experienced all that growing up. So I was considered as a, you know, just a wild
gotta
child.
take the lessons bring forth the blessings. You know what I'm saying? Because now you going through those things, God already knew, you know.
It was a story. It was meant to happen the way it happens, because that's, you know, this ain't our book.
Exactly. Yeah, it's already orchestrated.
Yeah, it's already written out.
That's what I say, and that what gives you peace. Like, yeah, I went through this. Yeah, I did there. Or yeah, I used to be this way. But it took me going through those things. It took me being in that space.
Just knowing.
Right. To get to a better place and doing the work. Now, unfortunately, not everybody get it and do the work. Right, that's the sad thing. They stay complacent. They stay stuck. They stay, I'm just like this. You gotta figure out there.
Yeah, you gotta change though, because that type of mindset right there, you won't never be able to elevate.
Right.
Because
I was listening to Bishop Jakes, and he was talking about his new book, Disruptive Thinking, and just taking risk and in life and things like that. Because and it all starts between the mind. Like, everything going on out here, you know, whatever music, whatever, you know, economy and all that. Everything boils back to how you thinking. What are you thinking?
Correct.
What are you gonna let, you know, play on your mind to make you feel encouraged or discouraged? Wow.
But see, people don't understand how powerful the mind is, though.
Very.
Because you can think something into existence. Literally. You can, but it just takes faith. You gotta know. You gotta believe. If you don't understand those parts of life, then you ain't gonna never know your purpose, because everybody got a purpose.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. Yes. So that time spent there, you was in confinement. So during that time, and how long? What were your mental health and thoughts? Were you reading? What were you doing? During that time?
Yeah, I actually was reading, and
I can tell. Because I'm gonna ask you your favorite 2 books at least.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I did a lot of reading, and because I had to understand me again, I was wondering, and, you know, questioning and asking myself, like, why am I
like this? Why do I do this?
Why I'm sitting in this hole?
Yeah.
Because I actually had a 6-year sentence, but I did like 52 months in solitary confinement, and that experience alone got me closer to God. It helped me understand.
Yes.
It helped me understand the difference between praying and understanding versus not praying and you just doing things that you don't even understand. So when I started praying, it helped me understand that, okay, God is real. God do make these moves happen. It's not just me. You see what I'm saying? Once I realized it, I said, okay, now I'm understanding. I see what he sat me down for. I see what
you needed that.
Yeah, it was much needed. I see why he did it though, because I grew up out in the worst neighborhood, so I was around nothing but the worst things.
Like you was in like a war, you know, crime infested, drugs.
But I was appointed, like, this is what God
Yeah.
wanted me to do, wanted me to go through,
Experience
wanted me to
that.
see, so I can pass a different message once
you got out of it.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. That's the whole key.
And that's what people got to get. No matter how bad it look, it gets better. It
Purpose.
gets good.
You just gotta know your purpose. Like, once you know your purpose, you know what you're here for. You understand what God is pointing you to, what He pushing you towards. Once you understand that part, you're good to go.
Wow. So what is like 2 books that influence you in your mindset?
The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli.
The Prince.
The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. And The Art of War.
The Art of War. Okay.
The Art of War and The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli was one of my favorite books because I understood like what he was doing, because he was one of the only princes to run kingdoms.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So, but he was very clever though. You know what I mean? He calculated all his moves, his steps. He was militant minded, and those things alone just draw me to understanding what his purpose was, and it helped me understand what my purpose was.
Right. And then that's the thing about purpose, because I can remember clearly the day I started, like, and it stemmed from where I was, like a dark place, a dark space, and you know, feeling like what was the use for me living during that time. And in that moment, just wondering, like, do I have a purpose? Do I even have a purpose? You know, just the enemy will make you feel like you don't.
Right.
And so when I went, and I say this a lot on here because I went into the living room and in it such a dark place, and I guess God knew. And when I opened that Bible, it came to Psalms 118, 17, 18. I should not die but live and declare the works of the Lord Almighty, for He has chastened me sore, but He has not given me over to death. So that saved my life. And that's when I really knew I had purpose. Like, literally, like, how more real can you get? Because I mean, I was, God, that was nobody but God.
Right.
I was in such a place that I shouldn't have been in. And just to open the Bible and go straight to that scripture, profound.
Yeah, it was meant.
And ever since that day, I've been purpose seeking, purpose intentional, like, and this even is purpose for me, because I love to speak with others who are living out their purpose so that they can uplift and inspire others to do the same.
That's the key.
Yes, like why compete? Why be envious of others who are winning in their purpose? Like, that's what you want people to do, you know, because just as they are, your time is coming when it's time, you know.
I agree.
Wow. So how do you balance chasing your dreams and relationships, or do you have children and things like that? How do you balance the three? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I have kids. Yes, I have kids. I have a lot of kids.
Oh yeah. Right.
The way I balance it out is just knowing my purpose for them.
Wow.
Right? So once I know the things that I'm supposed to do for them, my obligations for them, right? Then that's what I do. I carry on with that. And it balances itself out. I don't even have to look for no different type of ways to make things make sense. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I do what I'm supposed to do, and everything else falls in place.
It aligns.
Yeah, it aligns.
You have to know it's gonna align.
Yeah.
When it's a purpose, it be aligning, and that's how you know too, because you be like, God, thank you.
Yeah. You can feel it though.
Yes.
When it come together, when it makes sense. But so with my kids, like that's how I make that work right there. And relationship wise, the way I balance that out is, I find what's meant for me. If it ain't meant for me, it don't fit me, then I don't force it.
Oh yes.
I just let it be
what's meant is not gonna be forced.
No, you ain't gonna have to force it.
That'll align too.
Yeah, it'll align too. Once you figure out the purpose of it. And so basically I take everything, and I know the difference between what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? See, I think that's what people fail to realize. You got to know the difference between right and wrong. Just that simple.
Yeah.
Because when you're teaching a kid, right, and you telling him, don't do that. Don't pick that up. You leave that on the ground. That's for outside. Don't knock that over right now. You're not supposed to do that because you're not supposed to be standing on that shelf and reaching at that, right? So what we doing is we teaching the kid about the things to don't do, so he can avoid or she can avoid getting into situations.
Right.
So that's what we prep the kids for. But some people, they don't understand the purpose of why we prep the kids in this manner.
Right.
Because when they get older, we want them to understand, okay, you know this,
yes.
because you know the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah.
Adults, they don't like to admit the difference between right and wrong.
Because they can know they wrong, and sometimes don't like to take accountability.
Correct. And that's key. That's key. You gotta take accountability. And adults like to, don't hold themselves accountable for things. And
they want to blame or,
Correct. But if you know this right, then you gotta stand on that. You know it wrong, you gotta stand on that too. You can't be picking when you
but
want
it's ego.
To be right. Ego. Yeah, you can't pick when you want to.
You gotta humble yourself.
Yeah, you got to.
That takes work, because who as an adult, a lot of times nobody really wanna like to say they wrong, but
I do.
But you have to.
I do, because I understand.
Right, I do, but it took some time to get there. And if you haven't been doing it.
But mama been teaching you, dad been teaching you all your life.
All their life they were lying.
Right.
Lying about, I ain't do it. Right. So you grow up as an adult, when it's time to take accountability, you can't, because you lied throughout your childhood. When you did something wrong, you couldn't admit it. So how you gonna admit and take accountability as an adult unless you put in their work?
I agree.
Mentally.
I agree.
So that's the thing.
Totally agree.
So that's why if you hadn't been doing it, you gotta start working on doing it. And it ain't easy when you first start. Because it's a lot of humbling and getting out your ego. Yeah, you gotta get out your ego, and it's a mind thing. You gotta be able to take that. I apologize, or yes, that was wrong of me, or yes, I shouldn't have said that, or yes, I shouldn't have did that. Even with your children.
Correct.
I have to do that with my children, my child here, my daughter, my son. If I kind of, say something, and as a mom, and I grew up, I praised and apologized. They did something, and that was it. That's it. You got your butt whooped, however. If they was wrong at the end, they didn't really say it. But I know for me to teach my children better, to do better, I have to take accountability, even with my children, to say, you know what, I could have said that better, or I could have done that, or I apologize. I thought you did that, but you didn't. You gotta stand on it with even your children.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yes. So, you've been talking about the Save the Youth. When did you start that, so that the audience can know and support you on that sector of your business? Or is it a nonprofit organization?
Yes,
for the youth?
nonprofit organization.
So yes, definitely.
What I actually did was when I got out of my contracts, I went back to the community, because I realized what was going on. So I'm like, okay, cool. Do I keep letting the kids crash, or do I come and assist now? Because it's all me now. I'm not tied to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm independent. So it's all me now. So it's like, okay, cool. This is something I've been wanting to do. You know, go back to the community and grab the kids, show them something different. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
To break the cycle. And so that's what I actually did. I said, you know, this is what I'm gonna do. I ain't even gonna play with it. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna do exactly what I've been wanting to do. Show the kids something different. Because if they keep saying the same thing over and over and over again, they're gonna continue to do the same thing.
They gotta be exposed to something different.
Correct. So I teach them how to create their LLCs.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. We teach them fashion design classes.
Wow.
I have all the machines to, you know.
That's a blessing.
And I help them. Like right now, we're working with the juvenile justice system. So we've been going to the county jail and just spreading love throughout the juvenile system, letting them know, like, you know, when they come home, there's some things that they can look forward to
doing besides going back to the same pattern.
And a lot of them like making clothing and dealing with music and things of that nature, and that's my field. So it's like, okay, cool. This is how I can extend my help by, you know, helping them create these different type of brands and things of that nature, so they can understand that, hey, it is something else you can do
Besides
the same thing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and I think they learn it because you know, I was a teen myself, so you know.
And then you already know they mindsets. Cause we all been there.
Correct. But you lock these kids, you give pandemic, you lock these kids in the room for 2 years, in the house for 2 years, and you give them games and these type of things to deal with it, and they come out and they start killing and all this type of stuff, but you wondering how all this happening. You lock these kids down. You ain't let them experience nothing different. You ain't let them see nothing different. They stayed in the house and played shooting games all day. You know, things of that nature. So, you know, it's about the message that we pass off. It's about the things that we teach them. We got to show them something totally different.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
What are the age ranges for your Save the Youth Foundation?
We actually currently working with from 5 all the way up to 14 right now. But we're working on the 18 to 24 bracket as well. But like we really like stuck at
the 5 to 14.
Yeah, because they really need it. Like they the future. So you know, we start with them. And
that's good.
Because we won't have a brighter future until we show these kids, until we have a brighter youth.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know shit. They don't know shit.
Right.
And that's my key, that's my goal, to teach them and show them different things, because once they experience something different, then it's like, okay, cool, this might be cool. Teach them how to create their clothing brand.
Right. I mean, that's something I wish I would have had.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of the things that these people are, that people from the community, good people from the community that are providing for the community, and a lot of people that really actually want to see these kids change. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them are their cousins, their nieces, their nephews and stuff like that. So they really seeing that, hey man, start with these kids first. You know what I mean? Because the community gonna stay messed up if we don't start with them first.
So true.
That's the key.
So, definitely support Save the Youth, you all.
Yeah, Save the Youth Foundation.
Save the Youth Foundation. It definitely will be linked below in the description box, so you all can support that. So, what is 3 life lessons that you would like to give the audience today? Or 1 or 2, whichever.
One is always pray. Always pray. You got to give glory to God, because a lot of things that people go through, it's because it's meant to happen like that. But once you pray on it and you manifest different things out of it, then you'll get a different reaction. My second one would be love self.
Love yourself.
Yeah, love self, because self needs all the love. Like, you can give all the love to everybody else too, but we make sure the same love you give to everybody else is 2 times with self.
Yeah.
Because you know, some people don't have the genuine intentions to give you that same love back.
Exactly.
So, because you want that same love, like, why would I love you, show you 50% love, 100% love, you show me 50. That don't match. So love self.
Because when you love self, you know how to decipher, you know, relationships that's good for you and not good for you.
Correct. And third thing I would say is be genuine with people. Like, you gotta be genuine.
Yes.
Like, because it's so much messed up stuff going on in the world. How are you not happy that you're alive? How are you not happy that you're free? Because it's so much bullshit going on in the world. Like, it's so many people in so many different situations. You're not the only one with a situation. You're not the only one going through it.
Everybody got something that they going through.
Correct. Rather, it's you know, it's them who actually going through it, or someone close to them who going through it. I mean, everybody go through things.
And then, just because you're going through, because people see me, I'm smiling, I'm happy. Mentally, I've done the work, and I know how I should respond to things that I go through.
Correct.
It's a mindset.
Correct.
Don't mean because I'm here today, sitting here smiling, that I may not be facing things, but I can't just be wallowing in those things neither. You know, I still have to show up. I still have to make sure that I'm taking care of my mental health, my well-being, because those things that we may be going through or faced with, if we're not mindful in how we are responding to those things set up dis-ease in your body. And I know firsthand, so if you're worrying, if you're stressing, you know, it's high blood pressure and all those things, you putting on yourself. So you got to be loving on you and, you know, being grateful and genuine, as he's stating here too. Don't mean, you know, we don't have things that, you know, life throws at us, but at the end of the day, we pray, because God is still good and God is still God and working it out.
That's the key. But you gotta know that though.
Yes.
Like, most people, they can say it, but they don't actually know it. You feel what I'm saying? Once you know it, you see how you talking it like that. See, when you talking like that, that means you a firm believer. Because this my message every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? God. You feel what I'm saying?
That's all it is, all God.
Because I'm knowing.
It ain't me.
Yeah, it ain't.
And then even when somebody say, how you believe, I know because I seen it for myself.
Yes, you done set an example. You done show me
I know what I've been through. I know what I was in, and he showed up and showed out. You can't tell me nothing else. I don't care what your belief is. I don't knock it.
Correct.
But you can't tell me about mine.
No. Not going.
Yes.
Not going.
So, do you manifest? And I know you do, so I don't know why I asked him that question, but what is something you have manifested, for the lack of better words?
I manifested my career.
Wow.
My entire career, like from prison, I manifested in a cell.
Wow.
I knew what I was coming home to do. I knew that I was gonna run to people that, you know, that was good, that wasn't no good to me. I knew all these things because I manifested in prison, because I understood that God had a purpose for me. You know what I'm saying? So once he showed me what he had going on, I'm like, okay, cool. I see what you got going on for me. So I'm just going to follow your lead, because every time I did it my way,
it didn't work out.
No. Every time I did it my way.
Be like, Lord, order my steps in your word. Lead me, guide me every day.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
If it's your will, let it be done. If not, don't. When you've been through it and you learn, I take my hands off of it, Lord.
Yeah. But you'll burn yourself up. And he'll be the one showing you the proper steps and directions to wean everything. That's why I say, like, the best thing that could ever happen to me was prison.
Wow.
Because it taught me so much that I didn't know about me. It taught me that I didn't have much faith in God. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't even have much faith in myself.
And what led you there the armed robbery was showing that you was trying to take control of your situation of black and get what you needed from that action. When if you had been letting go and letting God and trusting Him, you wouldn't have done that in the first place. But it took you going to prison to see that God is in control, not you. You preaching.
That's the key. You gotta understand, like I done experienced it, like life done life me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, life done life me too.
Yeah, so it's like okay.
I know when you get out on the other side, people wonder why you happy. I'm happy because I done been through it, and I'm trusting God and letting go with what works out. I'm grateful and blessed, and I thank God. And what don't, I still trust God.
That's a fact. You gotta trust God. Like that's, you gotta trust God because like He gonna show up every time.
Yeah.
Like, He gonna show up when ain't nobody else gonna show up.
Amen.
He gonna show up.
Wow. So we're gonna bring out our newest thing here on the Pink Link, and this I want to say the genie in the bottle, but what's the prayer connection maybe, but it's still a genie in the bottle segment. But we believe in prayer and manifestation over here. So if you had one wish to rub the genie. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. What's Christina Aguilera? You gotta rub me the white, whatever. But yes, if you had to just do your wish, what would that one wish be for the next year, or that prayer you would like to just manifest in your life? What is that one thing?
You not supposed to tell my wish?
Well,
oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's for the episode. So if you don't want others to know,
no, we're gonna do it.
I'm pretty sure you got more than one, but just tell us the one that you don't mind sharing. So when people look back and then it's you like you're doing, and it's like, wow, he actually said that.
I wish that all silent people prevail over all people that don't have genuine hearts.
I like that.
Like all silent people, like because I don't think silent people get enough praise and enough recognition. Yes. So I just wish all silent people prevail over all bullshit.
Right, the real genuine people.
Genuine people, pure-hearted people, caring people.
Right. That more realness over the the fakeness, really get their rewards just as much instead of, those who are, they still gonna get what's theirs, but at the end of the day, like,
yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, I just love genuine people.
Me too.
It's just something about pure people, so.
You sound like my last guest, Clyde. He with the genuine, the gratitude, and when every time you say genuine, I think he was mentioning genuine on the podcast too. Then that's when I'm like take it back to that episode too, like genuine and great gratitude and things like that.
I fuck with good people, like
yes.
It's just something about good people, like because man, it's just something about good people, like genuine people.
And then the non-genuine sometimes want to play with the genuine, and you gotta find out like, hey, now I'm good, I'm genuine, but I ain't the one.
Correct. Sometimes it leads with because people don't understand.
They get it mixed up. They try to take the kindness for weakness, and then until they find out, they F around and find out, as they say.
Genuine when to get on it.
Right. And it'd be like a shock, like, baby, don't play with me that way. Well, I definitely thank you for coming on. Is there anything else you would like to say to the audience? Someone out there looking and listening, the youth, or an adult, or whomever, say something to uplift them today?
If you think it and you believe and you pray on it, it can happen.
Amen.
Like simple. It can happen.
I agree. I concur.
You just gotta have those traits right there. Think it, believe, and pray on it.
Think, believe, and pray. It's the recipe.
It's the recipe.
heard him. I am 24 heavy. Amen.
You're going to stay happy.
At peace.
At peace.
A joy that surpasses understanding. His word is his promises. They are real. And I get that now. Because though you go through all this stuff, you had to go through the fire and you won't come out smelling like smoke.
Correct.
And you had that joy that surpasses understanding because you done been through. And even if you go through, you still know if he brought you out this time, he gonna bring you out this time.
Correct. And that's how he work. That's how he work. He ain't got no limitations.
Wow.
He ain't no limit on when he start working. I work all day, every day.
Yes.
Non-stop.
Well, I definitely enjoyed your generosity, your genuine, attributes to today's episode and just sharing and uplifting the audience. And definitely shout out your Instagram and how people can find you.
You can find me on social media handle, IAM24HEAVY, on all platforms. You can find my youth foundation at number one, Save the Youth Foundation, on all platforms as well.
Okay, make sure, and it's gonna be dropped in the description box below. And as always, I like to tell you, you're great in the life you desire, you create. So get out to creating, just like I am 24 Heavy here. So, toodles.